We're in post-production of a movie called Thor: The Dark World right now, which is...
Humanity. Look how far you've fallen. Lining up in the sweltering heat for hours. Huddling together in the dark. Like beasts.
Hello and welcome to Golden Age of Geek. I'm Mike, and this is another companion piece to my series in Script Magazine looking at the Marvel Supervillains. The link is included in the description below. And now we are going to talk about the big boy, the character that launched Tom Hiddleston from a supporting player on a BBC series into an international star. The one great villain in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, according to some people, but not me. Yes, our subject today is the god of mischief himself, Loki. While I maintain there are other villains in the MCU worthy of our praise, I will concede that Loki is the best of the best. But why is that? What makes him special in a film franchise that is now into its double digits in terms of entries? Loki is a lot like Iron Man in many respects. He is a character who has a long history in the comics and has taken part in some great stories. But unless you are a real comics fan, you probably didn't even know he existed. But when you break him down as a character, he makes perfect sense, and he translates very well into the big screen. Loki, much like Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, has a distinct personality. Stark is a billionaire playboy, which can be tired and cliche, but if you put some real effort into it, like Robert Downey Jr. did, you can create something fun and engaging. Loki also has an outsized personality. He's a devious trickster. Again, this can come off as dull and boring, but if you put some effort into it, like Hiddleston does, the results are riveting. You'll know right from the start that Loki is bad news, yet at the same time, Hiddleston makes him sound friendly and even reasonable. He often comes across as, your best friend, as the character's best friend, and even a wise confidant, when in fact he's undermining them at every turn. We only find this out later, when he has achieved his goal, or he's come close to achieving his goals, rather, and he can let his megalomania flag fly. It may sound obvious, but as we'll see, not every villain or hero has that big personality baked into their character. Some are dull. Some are just evil for evil's sake. But then there is that other part that Loki shares with Iron Man: hidden depths. Tony Stark isn't just a hard-partying playboy. He's a troubled man who indulges way too much. Now, this has brought him dangerously close to the edge in both the movies and comics and has taken him over the edge in several cases. But these faults are a big part of who Tony is. Without them, he may not even be functional as a human being. And the more we understand them, the more we sympathize with him, and the more compelling he becomes. Loki also has hidden depths in his character's history. This goes back to his original myth. He's a frost giant who was raised by the royal family of Asgard. He has never really known a true home. The people he fights as a result of this are his family and friends, no matter what he does. He's either out to wipe out his true family, the frost giants, or he's betraying the one that raised him and loved him for all of his life. One thing to remember is that hate doesn't come out of nowhere. Often it's the product of love that's gone completely sour. Hiddleston conveys that combination of resentment and affection pretty perfectly in his outings as Loki. So yeah, Loki is one of the MCU's crowning achievements when it comes to villainy, but he's far from the only good villain. There are very few bad ones in the MCU. It's just that few outside of the Netflix series reach the same heights as Tom Hiddleston as Loki. And this poses another problem: Loki overload. He's been in 3 movies total so far, with another one set to release soon, and so much exposure will sink even the best of products. Then there's the problem of the end. Having such a great character dramatically means you have to bring things to a conclusion one way or the other. In comics, you can keep going pretty much forever. In film, though, there comes a time to say goodbye. That's what we just recently had with Logan and Hugh Jackman. With Logan, in Hugh Jackman's case, we had to say goodbye to Harrison Ford as Han Solo, and sooner or later we're going to have to bid goodbye to Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Fortunately, we're not there yet. Thanks for tuning in. Please comment, like, or subscribe down below, and I will see you next time on Golden Age of Geek.